Welcome to Talking Shift. This is where we take the woo-woo out of your awakening process. We're going to get real on what the ascension is. I'm DiamondNo. I'm your host. I'm a generational psychic. I'm a starseed. I'm a master manifester. I'm an ascension advisor. I've been teaching the science behind your awakening process for over 20 years now. We teach it across this globe. We're going to talk about healing. We're going to talk about sex. We're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about the relationship with your body, your soul, your emotions, your inner child. And we're going to do everything in our power to help you shift into your highest timeline. Welcome back to Talking Shift. I'm Dime, and today I have with me an absolute gem. I have Amanda. Hi.
Hi.
I am so excited. So Amanda is one of our newest divine alignment mentors. So she's a certified DiamondNo mentor now, working with our clients with divine alignment, healing those limiting beliefs. But your story is so cool, and it's so interesting to me, the diversity we have on the team right now. Um, I'm just so in love with you. I think that your heart is just so beautiful. And, it's like you're on this journey with me, and we're always like together. When we talk, we're like, oh, that's wild. Oh, it's so wild. Like how we move through this ascension process. Um, your heart and your kindness and your desire to be of service to humanity is, oh, just stunning. Just stunning. So I'm really grateful to have you here with us today and to introduce you to all of our followers. So yay.
Yay. I'm
It's
happy to be
awesome.
here.
Good.
Yes.
You have such a beautiful journey. One of the things, like, it's always so incredible for me to watch someone go through the expansion of awareness and the expansion of divine purpose. And your journey has been delicate and wild and beautiful. And I remember a lot of conversations with you going through all this, of you being able to look at the people in your life and be like, oh, they're ordering their ticket, right?
Mhm.
So let's
Mhm.
talk a little bit to how you sort of arrived here. What do you want to share today? I know that your heart's huge. You are in love with supporting humanity. You've got some
Mm.
crazy fun experiences as a ghost hunter, which is so cool. So awesome. So let's talk to, like, what what kind of led you to, oh, I want to do something with this.
Like I've always gone through life as to how I was taught.
Hmm.
I lived in a broken home. Um, my real mom was away, and I was with my dad and my stepmom. And I just moved through life being taught what I thought was correct from them.
Hmm.
And knowing I didn't, obviously like it, I knew it wasn't okay. But my main goal was just to get out of the house.
Hmm.
And when I turned 17, before I finished high school, I got in my car and I left. And I started this journey on my own. Like literally, I've been by myself my whole life, figuring out everything along the way. I just knew I wanted to get married and I wanted to have kids and have the American dream, as that is what I had been taught. But I wasn't taught the emotional aspect of life, and working through that.
Hmm.
So in my 20s, I moved away on my own with a friend. I always had a job. I had always something to sustain me. But the outside of me, I was just always looking for what I had been taught,
Mm.
that family, no matter what that man was. Like if anybody wanted me, I would be willing
Right.
to jump in because that's what I was taught.
Yeah.
In
So
doing
similar to
that,
my story, right? It's like
yes.
you like I remember being told, just take the first thing that's offered to you, get married, make babies. That's all you're going to be good at time. Like that was my story. So
Mhm.
obviously that didn't work.
Right.
And we do,
Right.
we go through being like, okay, this is what I was shown. How do I attain this? How do I attain this? And
Hmm.
then we have
Hmm.
this moment where we start to go, is there more?
Yeah. Yeah. Like once I got in there and I was like, okay, I have my husband, we're married, everything is good. So our next step is we're going to buy a house and then we're going to have a baby. but there was no conversations between my husband and I as to what our plan was. It was just in my head that that's what we were going to do. Unknowingly, he was a narcissist. I mean, he's a narcissist.
Mhm.
So it's like through that marriage lasted 7 years. And through the whole time, I'm thinking, this is not the way marriage should be. This is not the way it's supposed to be. Like, I have everything around me, but I'm still not happy. And I
Mhm.
was like, why? Why? And then I would be like, okay, well, my husband is not pulling his weight. And it was like constant trying to talk and, figure things out, but he would always push himself away. So at that point, I take care of myself through my whole life. And, okay, Amanda, it's time for a change. Here we go.
Mhm.
So at that point, I had a child now. And it was like, okay, I'm either going to stay married for, until my son is 18, or I shit or get off the pot now. And I'm
Mhm.
thinking, but I was always taught that marriage stays together
Mhm.
and, you don't get divorced. But
Yeah.
I wasn't happy inside. Like it just wasn't, it
Mhm.
wasn't working for me. So I left. And in that moment of time in my life, I also decided to reach out to my real mother. And I hadn't seen my real mother. This was when I was 30. So I hadn't seen her since I was in grade school.
Mhm.
So here I am with a child, and I'm 30 and I'm going through a divorce. So I'm like, ooh, this is a good time to find my real mother. And I'm thinking, well, why wouldn't she want to connect with me? She has a grandchild now, right?
Mhm.
And I went through all the ropes of finding her only to learn that she didn't want anything to do with me. So here
Ouch.
I am, 30. I have a child. I'm getting a divorce. And now my real mother wants nothing
Yep.
to do with me. So I was completely abandoned as I had been in my whole life.
Mhm.
Brushed myself off and, you know, continued continued on.
Mhm.
But this time was a little bit different. And I had been getting into ghost hunting somehow, some way. Like we always used to watch the ghost hunting shows on TV. And I had another friend that was also into it. So we ended up, dabbling in that a little bit. And I don't even know, we somehow found someone who did paranormal investigating and hosted these events at different um, haunted sites. So we would do a weekend and like we went to Lizzie Borden's and
Crazy.
we slept there and just like the rush and just the unknown with the other side has always fascinated me. Like
Mhm.
death and dying and so this was like bringing me down a road kind of masking what was going on, but I think ultimately there's a bigger plan to
Yeah.
all this.
Yeah.
Um, but doing so then we ended up doing a bunch of events and then we joined a ghost like a paranormal ghost team, a local one, and that's how I met my husband now. um,
So cool.
and we connected being on the ghost team together. um, we traveled, went to some amazing places, went to some amazing homes, met some amazing families, and the thing that drew me to that was really helping families
Mhm.
not understanding what's going on in their home
Mhm.
because the other side is very taboo.
Mhm. Mhm.
um so I
Such a
felt a purpose in
Yeah.
in doing that.
Such a cool way to arrive at, like, what else is there, right?
Right.
Like, to go through this process of, like, understanding that side and supporting people through that side. And I know you eventually became a death doula as well, right?
Yep.
Like, just such a
Yep.
passion to, like, understand and bring awareness and understanding and take the fear out of the equation.
Yeah.
So cool. so
Yeah.
cool. And then fast forward, you land on my doorstep.
Mhm.
Somehow we collide. Yeah, and I just remember the first time we met. I can't even remember how we met or, like, how that whole process started, but I just remember thinking, like, "This woman is so cool." Like, I was just so captivated by you. Yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah, yeah, and then here
Yeah.
we are now. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And it's just like I've kinda just walked this line and just trusted myself. And now that I look back and I think of, like, all the avenues I've walked and the things that I've gone through is for a reason and for a purpose
Mhm,
to be here
mhm.
and to show others that you can do it. I'm just a normal mom with 2 kids and, diving into myself and liberating myself has changed my whole world around me.
Yeah,
And I just long for families to have that experience as well.
yeah, yeah, so beautiful. And you've
Mhm.
like, I remember, like, you went through the program Divine Alignment, then you went through the certification program, and I remember a lot of powerful moments, like, you took every piece of homework and you were like, "I got this." Like, you just
Mhm.
moved through it so gracefully
Mhm.
and really embodied the 12 principles and understood how that was impacting your journey. But
Mhm.
I just remember that transitional timeline of you being able to look at the people in your life with
Mhm.
absolute acceptance and love,
Mhm.
and how that created such a transition in how your family functions, how you
Mhm.
function,
Mhm.
and, going into a 3D workplace, coming back into this essence and being able to keep that balance
Mhm.
was just stunning, stunning,
Mhm.
and so graceful. And I'm
Yeah.
so excited about, the students that are going to be able to work with you and walk
Mm.
that path. Like, it's
Mhm.
like you're standing at the other end of it being like, this way, here's the light, like, this is how we do it. And
Mhm.
it's such a cool, I don't know. I just find it so, like, wild is the word that you and I always use. We're like, oh my God, that's wild.
Mhm.
Um, but such an incredible gift to be able to see the hindsight, to see the journey
Mhm.
for what it was, to understand the why behind it, and be able to support other souls through that journey. It's just
Mhm.
stunning. So,
I
I'm
think like I'm sorry, but like the biggest thing for me is, you know, my whole life up until now, like I've been hurting inside. Like it's like everything around me has been fine, but like you get to a point and I'm like, okay, well, everything is good, but I'm still not good. And,
mhm,
my whole life I've gone through the cycle of, you know, antidepressants. Like I've had depression and anxiety. And like when it got to the point where I could not deal with it or function, like I knew I had a routine. Okay, I'm going to go. It's time for me to go back on. So I'd go
mhm,
to the doctor and I'd get put back on. And then it's like when I start to feel better, I come back off. So it's like always in this constant cycle. And I'm
mhm,
like, but these meds don't make me feel good. You know what I
mhm,
mean? It's like, it was like that was a huge trigger for me,
mhm.
to realize like there's got to be more than this.
Mm,
And then I found you.
yeah, amazing. And you found you in the process. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Hmm.
like that real deep internal being, that
Oh, yeah.
pulse that runs through you, the
Hmm.
desire that runs through you, the awareness of why everything has gone the way it has, and to be
Right.
able to, like, understand that and transmute it into
Hmm.
something so beautiful and loving. It's so good.
Hmm.
Yeah. And it is. It's like we all have these defining moments. For me, it was quite some time, um, where we sort of go, but how? Like,
Right.
how? How do I feel better? How do I become fulfilled? How do I communicate with my partner better? How do I
Right.
navigate my children better? How do I feel like what I want to feel like? There's got to be more
Yeah.
than this, like, routine, this autopilot journey, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And
There is
yeah.
more.
Oh, so much more. So much more. And
Yeah.
I love that I'm not the only one standing here now going, like, it can be amazing being human. It can be
Hmm.
incredible being human. And I
Yeah.
never thought those words would come out of my mouth. Like,
Yeah.
and now here I am, and I'm standing beside brothers and sisters who are like, yeah, no,
Mm.
it can be awesome. Let us show you
Yeah.
how. Yeah,
Yes.
beautiful. Oh, well, I'm so glad that I had you here today. Thank you for spending time with us. So
Mm.
for all of our followers who have caught this podcast, throw in the comments what you want Amanda and I to talk about. We're here to be of service. So if you have questions about how to navigate, if you resonate with her journey and you're like, okay, well, give us specifics. We are open to your
Mm.
comments, to your questions, and we are more than happy to dive into those and bring our journey, our lessons forward for you. So thanks for being here with us today. For more information, you can go to diamondno.com. You can check out Divine Alignment. You can go to Meet the Team, scroll down and see Amanda's bio there. And you can either email us at reachout@diamondno.com or you can comment on the video. So let's share some love with her, send her some heart emojis, let her know that she's, because confirmation brings confidence. And it is scary to bring yourself to the world in this role. It can be a little intimidating when you're like, okay, but like I remember going through it and I was like, I'm just some chick who's figured it out. Like, who am I? So
Mm.
let's share our love, let's support her, and hit us up with your questions. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Until we talk again, go look in the mirror and find a million reasons to say, thank you. I love you. Bye, guys.
Bye.